Hi, my name is Daniel J. Collette. I am the host and creator of the web series talk show Game and Talk, and I am also the director and editor of this documentary. And joining me here...
Hi, I'm Maddie, and I am the street correspondent for Game and Talk.
And so we're here to, I guess, preface what you're about to see, so that you get the important context. So for this season of Game and Talk, we wanted to do an episode on furries, and so we did some research. Turns out the Boston Furry Convention was coming up, and so we reached out to the organizers, and they agreed to let us come shoot.
So we thought furries, we thought it was going to be a little bizarre.
Yeah, we weren't quite sure what to expect, but we ended up leaving with a new perspective, I think.
Enjoy.
The broad description of a furry is anybody that likes anthropomorphic characters, which is a animal that can walk and talk. So it's your Bugs Bunny, it's your Mickey Mouse. Furry got its start in the 70s and 80s at sci-fi conventions with people that thought, wow, it's really cool that we have these, animated characters like Bugs Bunny and Mickey that walk and talk, but what if we had our own? Like, what if I wanted to be a dog that walked and talked?
A lot of people in the fandom, their persona is kind of like an extension of themselves, right? So that's kind of what Logan is. Logan is the name of my character. He's a kangaroo, which is cool. And he's like me, but on steroids, right? So it's like if you hold up a mirror to yourself and you saw everything you wanted, like that's what persona is, and that's what Logan is to me.
There's a lot of harnesses here. There's a lot.
The entire furry fandom is largely handled online.
Mm-hmm.
It's how you meet people, it's how you connect with people, it's how you get artwork, it's how you see artwork. So we have these really strong online relationships, and conventions bring that to the real world, and it kind of solidifies that into a real tangible relationship. So that's probably the biggest reason why a lot of people come here, is that like you can see that true person.
I found Furry in October of 2013. There's a number of websites that are out there, Weasel.com, Fur Affinity. But for me, how I discovered it was really just from Googling. I found one of the fursuit makers, and they had links to other, basically, videos of other fursuit events that have been going on. I was watching these videos, and I'm sitting there at home, and it made me smile. And it just made me kind of go, wait a minute, this is really something fun. Just to bounce around, just to completely remove yourself from reality.
When you're talking to a furry on the internet, you see what they want you to see. You know, like I said, that nice version of themselves. They have the traits that you lack and the confidence that you lack. But when you see them in person, you can see the genuine self.
Being furry is different for every single person. And every single person gets something different, and gets something different out of it. For me, I have a lot of enjoyment out of bringing this character to life.
Yeah.
There's an element of where this character is who I am as a person, but at the same time too, I have other fursuits. And through each fursuit, I pour out a different part of my personality.
Yeah.
So it's really a neat way of being able to just, I don't know, like how an actor really can get into a role. It's the same type of thing. It's a challenge. It's a lot of fun that way to how do you be cute?
For me, it's more for the mascotting thing. For a lot of people, they just have their one persona, which is like them but furry. But for me, it's more character portrayal.
So how did you kind of like discover this community and like discover yourself that you're like, hey, I'm a furry?
It was at college. So I attended the University of Vermont. I became the mascot, actually, Rally Catamount. I got right in. I saw the tryouts and I was like, this is something I've always wanted to do. I love sports. And it was January 2011. I had just gotten back to college. And I was in my dorm room and I was just like, I need new material. So I was like on YouTube just trying to find some new mascot videos. And I'm searching and all of a sudden this video pops up and I'm like, what is this? And I like click on it. And it was this choreographed dance routine. I was like, this is amazing. I was like, what is a further confusion? So I looked up further confusion and I was like, what is a furry? And then I went down the Googling path. So I ended up going to a meet, I think a month after that, to meet my first furries. I've been to a few cons, and there's cons that have come and gone, but there's a lot of cons that are just kind of consistent. Like some of the big ones are Anthrocon out in Pittsburgh, Further Confusion, which has gone by a few names, but is out in California, FWA, which is Furry Weekend Atlanta, down in Atlanta, and Midwest Fur Fest out in Chicago. And then there's a bunch of others. There's cons all over the world. New England, the only con we had was down in Connecticut, called Fur Fright, which was always around Halloween. But in October of 2013, they announced that would be the last Fur Fright. So I was at my house with my boyfriend and my best friend James, and that's when we were like, let's do it. Let's do it. And we started actually researching hotels that night, and that was the night we decided Boston needed a con. The first year was like 757, which broke all records for first year attendance.
Wow.
We raised $10,000 for a charity in the first year, which broke all records for a first year's cons charity total. That's when we decided to stay with our charity forever, Mass Vesta Dog. And the second year we got just under 1,000. And then this year, I don't know the actual number right now, but I know yesterday we were at 1,200 something. So I would not be surprised if we end with about 1,300, 1,400 attendees.
I got yelled at for cheating. I did no such thing. Nah, not no way.
What is like the craziest memory you've had here at Anthro New England?
Oh, God. Last night, laying on the bed and having three fuzzies bouncing on me, being very cute and just melting me. So you can't help but just smile and go, oh.
What's a fuzzy?
Huh?
What's a fuzzy?
Just another fursuiter.
Oh, okay. So you said you run the Twitter, right?
Yep.
So I looked at the Twitter and it says there's no dabbing allowed.
No dabbing.
So what is their story behind that?
Well, dabbing's dead, and so furries love things that are internet memes. They love internet memes, right? So when dabbing hit, furries ate it up. So now everyone dabs, right? So someone has to take a stand, right? And we'll be that organization that says this is enough.
Thank you.
This is enough. Dabbing is dead. We're over it. Move on.
Awesome.
we're doing this. You're getting in a suit.
I'm getting in a suit.
So this is Dushep.
Dushep.
And his backstory is that he's from California, because I actually adopted him from my friend who lives in California.
Oh, cool.
And he went to University of Vermont to play lacrosse. He's a lax bro in a frat.
Oh, yeah.
So he's as broest bro as it gets.
Just like me.
So not all suits have back zippers, but for me it's nice because then the front doesn't have a giant zipper going down. So you just kind of put them on like a pair of pants.
All right, so I just like get right in there. I think I'm ready to go out into the convention now. I'm part of this community now, and I'm hot and I'm sweaty, but I feel great.
How long were you wearing it?
Like 5 minutes. Like I'm very sweaty right now, very hot.
So for a lot of people, being a furry is a relatively private side of their life, and it's largely because you don't want your coworkers to look at you strangely, or your family wouldn't understand, or people might have the wrong misconceptions about why you're in the fandom, right?
Yeah.
So for a lot of people, it's a quiet, private side that they don't particularly share, especially with people who aren't in your direct orbit, right? So
Yeah,
coworkers,
exactly.
loose friends, like why would you talk to them about it, right?
So, what do you see as the biggest challenge being a furry, especially in today's political climate?
There's obviously social stigma. People don't understand this. Why would I want to put on this costume and parade around this way? And it's extremely difficult to explain.
So furry definitely has its misconceptions that, it's all about these adult things and they're weird and like why are there adults dressing up like animals? That's bizarre. Do they like really like animals too much? It's like that's definitely not it. For us, it's not the dog. It's not Bowser at home. It's the walking, talking. Hey, how are you? But I'm an animal. That we think is so cool.
Yeah.
So there's all of these misconceptions, and then unfortunately there were shows like Tyra Banks and CSI that took that and just made the internet hate furries, because CSI had an episode where like a raccoon character got hit by a car, and then they were like trying to figure out how did the raccoon get hit, and so they went to a furry convention. And everyone's just like touching each other and being lewd, and that was not good. And then Tyra Banks wanted to do an episode on people with fetishes that were weird.
Yeah.
And she had some weird ones, and then she had these two furries that also thought they were animals.
Oh, okay.
And it just was one of those incidents where when you have one person speaking for an entire fandom, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I can't speak for the entire fandom. My views are different than anybody else here. Nobody else has the exact same take on why they're into furry.
Yeah.
Is there an adult side? Yes. If you've gone to an anime convention, a sci-fi convention, there's an adult side of all of those things.
Yes.
There's an adult, I mean, there are people who want to like dress up like sports people and do stuff. That's just human nature.
Yeah.
So there's adult things.
There's gonna be something weird wherever you go.
But it's not as outrageous as the internet likes to play it up.
Yeah.
So that's why like the hotel sent out a letter to everybody that was staying here at the hotel but wasn't part of the con. Just like, hey, there's a furry convention. Also, by the way, they've also in 2 years raised over $21,000 for charity.
Yeah.
And the charity protects our state police officers and their canines. So there's much, much more to furry. And it's just one of those unfortunate things that once you get a stigma, you can't shake it.
I'd like to welcome you all here to witness the union of Dusk and Fiber. You are blessed to share this experience with the loved ones gathered here to support you and embark on this journey together. May you all remember and cherish the ceremony, for on this day with love, we will forever bind Dusk and Fiber together. The truly important bonds we form today are largely invisible to the world, existing primarily in the unfilled corners of each other's hearts. Dusk and Fiber, take a moment to sense the tremendous amount of love radiating through this space. As you stand here today, before those gathered here in your honor, and before one another, take note that after you speak your vows, this day, your lives will never be the same. Dusk, do you take Fiber to live together in the union of marriage, to take him as your best friend and partner in life, to honor, cherish, and love him from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, for all of your days?
I do.
Fiber, do you take Dusk to live together in the union of marriage, to take him as your best friend and partner in life, to honor, cherish, and love him from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, for all of your days?
I do.
Now can we please bring up the collars? Collars are a lot more difficult than rings.
I'm a cat, what do you expect?
Depends on the ring.
Would have thought this would have been the hardest part of the ceremony.
What is it?
All right, family and friends, by the power invested in me by the Universal Life Church and the Furry fandom, I am pleased to pronounce Dusk and Fiber as husband and husband, sealed together in love.
I mean, I've had amazing times in all of my fursuits, but I think the most special times for me are whenever I get to go fursuiting with my boyfriend. My current boyfriend and I, we've been together for over 4 years. We met because of Furry. I never in my life thought Furry was going to be a big enough part of my life to make me find my boyfriend. So we do a lot of dancing, and we will do duet performances at some of the convention competitions, because many of the conventions have dance competitions where you're competing for first, second, and third. And anytime he and I get to be in fursuit and dance together, and they're often comedic, but they'll always have a romantic side to them. It's really cool to be like, this is a dumb thing, and many people would look at it and just be like, why are you doing that? But it's like, I'm in love with him, but like, our characters are in love with each other too. So it's cool to like just play that out with the characters as well as out of suit, because we'll like end the performance and we'll just like run backstage and pull our heads up and kiss, because we're just like, yay! So I think my favorite fursuiting is whenever I get to be with him.
My entire social circle is built around this fandom. All of my friends, all of my, the people that I hold closest to my heart, I met them through this fandom. And some of them I met as Logan, where, whether I was in suit or if I was online, they got to meet that version of me. And then when they met the real me, they continued. They were like, oh wow, like this is the true you. This is even better. Or some of them, they just met me at a convention or anything like that. So that's probably my fondest memory, is just the fact that I have this collection of people that love and support me, and I wouldn't have that if it wasn't for being part of the furry fandom, which is really nice. It's really cool. Yeah.
This is a very positive thing. That's everyone, it's a neat avenue to express, for everybody to express themselves. Some people, it's a way for them to be social. It's a way for everyone to have fun. I mean, honestly, these fur cons are a giant party. I mean, that's what this is, and it's a really good time.
Yeah, turn up.
We all know we're a bunch of weirdos.
Yeah.
And we just kind of get together and have a good time, so.